Progress is a nice word, but change is its motivator, and change has its enemies. This was a quote said by Robert Kennedy, better known as Bobby. He was the younger brother of the well-known President John F. Kennedy. Many people know of JFK, but not so many people my age and younger know of Bobby. And really, he was the mastermind of a lot of what John Kennedy accomplished. Bobby grew up in politics and was genuinely interested in the law. His family was also Catholic, and he was very religious himself, which influenced his decision-making. His older brother, John Kennedy, was running for president. Bobby was his campaign manager. He worked tirelessly to get his brother into presidency. After JFK was elected president, Bobby then became the Attorney General. During this time was when he really started to open his mind politically and see the change America was needing. He was doing what he could to combat organized crime, and he was committed to helping the African Americans gain equal rights. Bobby was John's right-hand man. He played crucial roles, such as with the Cuban Missile Crisis. He was the one that helped plan out the strategy to blockade Cuba instead of taking military action, which prevented a potential nuclear war. Shortly after his brother's tragic assassination, he resigned as Attorney General. Then he ran and won for the New York Senate. As a senator, he proved himself once again to the American people. He found programs to provide assistance to the children who were underprivileged and or with disabilities. He also built a corporation to provide employment opportunities in the depressed areas. A man who grew up having everything he could have ever asked for, genuinely cared for the children who were starving, who had never gone to school to learn to read or write, and who may not have clothes or shoes to protect their bodies. He understood these conditions were not right, and he wanted to do something about it. But he also understood that the working class is much better than handing out welfare. He encouraged private industry to locate in these areas of poverty to provide jobs. In 1968, he announced he was running for president. During this time, his campaigns were full of fun, passion, enthusiasm, as well as hope. The people were hopeful for the nation to become undivided with him in office. During his campaign, he was flying to Indianapolis, Indiana, when he got the news that Martin Luther King had died by an assassin. He wanted to speak to the people in the ghetto, and he was strongly urged not to. His safety was not guaranteed, and he simply went without the protection of the police. On a flatbed truck, he announced for the first time that Martin Luther King had been shot and died. He had a very unplanned speech prepared, but even so, he had the crowd leaving sad from the news and not bitter because of the how. Indianapolis became almost one of the only major cities that did not cause crisis in the streets of riots. And it is believed to be because of what Bobby said and how understanding and empathetic he was toward the event. What inspires me about Bobby Kennedy was his sincerity through everything he did. He saw things for what they were and went against the grain on what was popular because he knew change was needed. Change isn't always easy, and he knew that going into politics. He grew up with money, and yet he didn't see that money had any real value unless you could help those that were in need. He saw value in life and not in things, and he truly believed everyone deserved the same rights to have what life has to offer. Now, I'm no politician, but I hope when I become a teacher, I can be as inspirational to my students as he was to me. I hope to be open-minded, understanding, empathetic, and provide hope for their futures, like he had accomplished during his time campaigning.